Former Korean sex slave moves Canada. Native American veterans, unsung heroes of the Korean War. Vesak Festival in Sri Lanka. The World Korean Business Convention. Korean adoptee dances her pain. Hello, welcome to Going Global. I'm your host, Chung Se-mi. South of the Thames River in London, there is a market called the Druid Street Market. It offers trending foreign dishes and ingredients and bustles with young people every weekend. Recently, a stall opened up under a large Korean flag and it sells kimbap or Korean rice rolls. The stall is named Pojang and stall owner Daniel Huff began selling kimbap in May after falling in love with this iconic Korean dish during a trip to Korea. Today, Huff's kimbap is so popular that people have to stand in line for at least an hour, and Huff plans to run his stall until kimbap becomes as commonly known as sushi. It's great that we have foreigners and not only Koreans promoting Korean cuisine in the world. And now, let's turn to our first story of the day. A Canadian documentary about Gil Won-ok, a former sex slave for the Japanese Army during World War II, was well received at a documentary film festival held in Canada this year. Gil came to Canada to not only take part in the documentary film festival, but also hold a lecture about peace. Let's find out more.
The Hot Docs Canadian International Documentary Festival is the largest documentary festival in North America. The Apology was one of the most talked about films among the 210,000 audience members. The documentary followed for 7 years 3 former sex slaves, each from Korea, China, and the Philippines, and their tragic stories, as well as their efforts to obtain an official apology from the Japanese government. Chinese-Canadian director Tiffany Sung covered the journey of former sex slave Gil Won-ok, also known as Grandma Gil, to Europe and Japan. The Apology took second place at the audience poll at the festival out of 232 documentaries.
And my goal is that the film will allow us to really understand so much more about the impact of war and to actually contribute and to incite action to actually push for an official apology, an apology that the grandmothers are part of in terms of the agreement.
The festival invited Grandma Gil to the event in order to make her story feel more real to the audience. Gil didn't hesitate to embark on a long journey and urged the Japanese government once again to apologize. Her struggles continue off-screen.
하루바삐 일본 사람들이 사람으로 살기 위해서 회개하고 빨리 배상해줬으면 좋겠어요.
After attending the festival, Gil visited a local high school in Toronto and held a lecture about peace. The students warmly welcomed her with a rendition of the Korean folk song, Arirang. The victim of World War II, Gil emphasized that the acknowledgement and apologies of the aggressors are the best way toward peace.
The real person that has been through those problems and difficulties, it's impactful for them indeed, and for all of us who see this presentation.
The Apology clearly presents the horrors of war. The producers of the documentary are looking into ways to have the documentary used as a teaching material at schools in Toronto.
Moving on to our next story. During the Korean War, soldiers from 16 nations all around the world fought for peace on the Korean peninsula. While Koreans are well aware of the sacrifices American soldiers made, they are not as aware of the Navajo Native Americans who also took part in the war effort. Recently, representatives of the Korean government visited the Navajo Nation to properly thank them for their services. Let's take a closer look.
As code talkers, the Navajos, a Native American people, played a major role in the victory of the Allies of World War II. There is even a movie about their creation of an undecipherable code based on their own native language, which lacks an alphabet. However, not many Koreans know that the Navajos also took part in the Korean War. About 10,000 Navajos fought in the Korean War, and about 200 survive today. Recently, the Korean government conveyed its gratitude to the Navajo veterans, awarding them the Ambassador for Peace Medal. It took 66 years after the start of the war.
I was a little girl. I used to sit by him, and he would tell me stories about his travel to Korea. And I used to feel like really sad for him, and he used to cry a lot. But I was thankful today that he received a medal.
Unlike veterans from other parts of the world, the Navajo veterans were never brought to the forefront. Their eyes reddened as they received their medals.
Navajo Korean War veterans have always felt that they were ignored, or their service was in a way sometimes not significant. But we want to say thank you to the South Korean government for coming out and showing their respect.
The surviving Navajo veterans of the Korean War are all in their 90s. Many of them suffer from the lasting effects of war.
All we can do is just lay down the arm, don't want to kill nobody. I don't think about war no more.
The Navajo veterans dream of permanent peace on the Korean Peninsula, for which they fought with their lives on the line.
Our next story takes us to Sri Lanka. In Sri Lanka, people spend more money in May for charity and sharing, coinciding with the Vesak Festival, or Buddha's birthday. Given Sri Lanka's predominantly Buddhist population, people commemorate Buddha's birthday through sharing. Let's find out more.
The 65 million residents of Colombo, Sri Lanka are busy from early in the morning. Some are cleaning the streets, while others are buying flowers for temples. Everyone is busy as today is the Vesak Festival, or Buddha's birthday. The Vesak Festival takes place on the day of the first full moon every May.
The day Lord Buddha Gautama Buddha was born, and enlightenment as a Buddha and his passing away, or you can call it Mahaparinirvana, all these three thrice sacred holy day for whole Buddhists of the world.
Dressed in clean white clothes, they visit nearby temples to pray. This marks the beginning of the festival. Lanterns are hung at homes and temples to wish for good health and fortune. The lanterns, hung up by Buddhist residents, who make up 70% of the population, make today the most colorful day of the year.
දල්වන පහන් වලින් අපේ ජීවිත වගේ මගේ පවුලේ හැමදෙනාම රටත් සාමයෙන් සතුටින් පිරි ඇති වේවයි කියලා ප්‍රාර්ථනා කරනවා.
As the lanterns light up the night, the Dansala, the highlight of the festival, begins. The event is based on the tradition of giving food to visitors and outsiders. Today, even the destitute get to eat to their heart's content. Some people save money for a year in order to donate it during Dansala. This year, not only money, but also relief goods were donated as part of helping the 900,000 refugees who lost their homes due to the recent floods. The Vesak Festival is a day of sharing and love. It is a day for practicing Buddha's mercy and sharing.
Returning to Korea for our next story. The World Korean Business Convention is an opportunity for Korean entrepreneurs and business people working all over the world to gather and discuss growth strategies. And this year's convention will take place this coming September. This year, Oh Se-young, the chairperson of Laos-based Kolao Group, will lead preparations for the convention. Let's learn more about his plans.
This is the World Korean Business Convention featuring Korean business people from all over the world. The convention has been taking place every year since its inception in 2002 to help Korean entrepreneurs network and become globally competitive. This year, Laos-based Kolao Group chairperson Oh Se-young will lead preparations.
이 한상 브랜드가 확고하게 제휴동포 사회뿐만이 아니라 특히 조국인 대한민국에 그 자리매김을 하게 됐다. 저는 이게 가장 큰 의미라고 보고요. 15년 차가 된 이 한상 브랜드를 과연 어떻게 좀 더 효율적이고 실용적으로 실제적인 저희들 제휴동포들의 생활에 좀 접목이 돼서.
The theme for this year's convention is New Changes and Possibility, Hansang Network. There will be discussions on how to establish Hansang networks on a regional level for more lively interactions.
단순한 숫자의 어떤 네트워크를 늘리는 것보다 지역별 네트워크를 좀 더 다양하고 더 차별화되게 좀 확대하는 것이 한상의 네트워크를 좀 더 실질적으로 확대하는 좋은 어떤 저는 발전 전략이라고 생각을 하고 있습니다.
Participants will also discuss ways to connect the latest generation of entrepreneurs to the initial Hansang network created by the first generation of global Korean entrepreneurs.
이 한상이라는 네트워크 내에서 전 세계에 거주하면서 이 서로가 서로를 돕고 또 끌어주는 어떤 그런 역할을 할 수 있는 대회. 그래서 2세대와 3세대의 참여를 좀 더 적극적으로 유도하고 실제적인 어떤 한상의 발전을 앞으로는 2, 3세대 쪽으로 좀 넘어가게 하는 어떤 그런 계기가 되는 한상 대회를 끌어갈 생각을 하고 있습니다.
The World Korean Business Convention played a major role in connecting Korean entrepreneurs overseas and resulted in $112 million worth of transactions last year. The size of the convention is growing by the year. The 15th World Korean Business Convention will take place at the International Convention Center, JEJU, for 4 days from September 27th.
It's time for our last story of the day. There are about 167,000 Korean adoptees outside Korea today. Children who are adopted into non-Korean families go through a lot of confusion regarding their identity as they grow up. Belgian dancer and Korean adoptee Min Hee Bervoets expressed her own pains through dance, becoming a star dancer and choreographer in the process. Let's find out more.
This is a dance audition program very popular among young TV viewers in the Netherlands and Belgium. Among the high-profile celebrity judges, there is a young Asian woman. She is the Belgian star dancer Min Hee Bervoets. Bervoets is a Korean adoptee.
Ja. Nederlands en Belgisch samen. En ik heb haar gezien op tv en ik vond haar een mooie vrouw. Ja, dat wel. Dat is wel waar. Ze was echt wel streng, maar ja, dat is haar. Er moet altijd wel een streng jurylid zijn. Er is één lief jurylid, er is één streng jurylid.
Bervoets made an incredible debut in a Belgian competition for new dancers in 2009. She was showered with praise for her powerful energy and movements that seemed to dig out the emotions hidden in her small body. It was the first time Bervoets expressed through dance the feelings she had been harboring for the past 24 years.
Ik heb het in mijn jeugd heel moeilijk gehad met mezelf om te kunnen verteren ook waarom ben ik achtergelaten geweest. Is het door de liefde of is het door financieel niet aankunnen? Het kan van alles zijn. Maar ik ben nu dankbaar dat ik hier ben mogen komen, wat ik vroeger als jeugd niet had bijvoorbeeld.
Bervoets was abandoned 3 months after her birth and was adopted by a Belgian family. She had considerate parents and siblings, but she always harbored questions about her birth mother and her identity. Bervoets showed aptitude for dancing at a young age and decided to become a dancer who expresses her sorrow and sense of loss.
En dat is wel een aspect dat ik vind dat je moet hebben als choreograaf, als persoon ook, is op een juiste manier tonen aan mensen waarmee dat je bezig bent. We zijn heel fysiek bezig met elkaar. Tonen dat je toch iets van menselijkheid in je hebt.
Min Hee Bervoets became the face of Belgium's dancing world within 6 years of her debut. She has appeared in numerous TV shows and performances, but there is one stage she dreams of. It is none other than Korea.
Het is wel een van mijn dromen nog om zowel mijn eigen compagnie te beginnen als in Korea, tuurlijk, daar iets ooit te kunnen maken. Sowieso. Oh my god, ik denk dat ik dan keihard begin te blijten of zo. Ja, nee, dat is echt wel, ja, tuurlijk is dat een droom om in eigen land iets te kunnen maken. Ja.
At one time, Bervoets detested Korea for abandoning her. Today, she calls Korea her homeland. She dreams of performing under the theme of reconciliation in her homeland one day.
I hope you enjoyed today's stories on Going Global. A 6-year-old boy in the United States recently called emergency services to report his dad for ignoring a red light while driving. Robbie Richardson refused to listen to his father, who tried to explain that he was making a right turn at a red light. The father expressed his embarrassment, but also his pride in his law-abiding son. This news might make all parents a bit nervous, as it's true that children learn the most from their parents' actions. Now, Going Global will be back next week with more exciting and interesting stories from all around the world. Thank you for watching.